Slam Sector contains levels of brain rot that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Woo! That was terrible timing. I almost just had to sneeze, but I held it in. Just for you guys. Because I didn't want you to have to suffer through that. Welcome back to Slam Sector After Dark. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a vibe hangout hobby stream today. Because most of us are getting ready for the Grand Narrative, which is in about a week now. Week and a couple days. So, I still have a lot to do. I'm going to show you guys my army that I'm taking. So, I'm taking 3 different parts of a Genestealer Cult army. I'm taking normal GSC, I'm taking Brood Brothers, and I'm taking Final Day Tyranids. So, I'm going to be basically playing half of the event as Brood Brothers and the other half of the event as Final Day. So that'll be a good time. I have most of this stuff already painted. I need to do the Patriarch, the Benefactus, the 10 Tacos, the Krieg Engineers, and the 2 Lictors, and I think that's it. Actually, I can just show you guys. So, I have everything set out on the table as kind of a visualization of what I've got going on here. So, there's all my GSC stuff. That's where a majority of the unpainted stuff lives right now. The 10 Tacos you can see, and then that's my Benefactus, the gross weird guy. So he's going to be fun. I have been repainting all of my neophytes and acolytes and stuff. So, I probably made a mistake doing that. I decided far too late that I wanted to repaint all of my GSC stuff. But all of my guard stuff is pretty much done except for the combat engineers here. All my Kasrkin are the same. All my tanks are the same. And then most of my Tyranids are also done, as you can see by the 20 Garbnoils. I've got the Raveners here. My Death Leaper is no longer my Patriarch. My Death Leaper is actually just a Death Leaper now. So, he's going to be accompanied by 2 normal Lictors. I have this guy almost done. He's got the, Acolyte tool for a hand, which I think is pretty fun. And then this guy's just kind of a normal Lictor. I hardly know her. He has not been started yet. And we all know and love my Hive Tyrant and the Trigon here. So, yeah, I'm basically taking 3 miniature armies to the Grand Narrative, and I'm going to probably be rebasing a lot of it to try and make it a little bit more cohesive across the 3 armies. I think it's about 90 infantry, so that's going to be a pain in the ass to lug around, but it'll be fun. Let's talk about this guy. This is the guy that I'm going to be working on today. He is my Patriarch. He's a fine young gentleman. He is the, what do they call him? The Malstrain Alpha or something like that. And he's a little bit closer to actual Patriarch size. And, I always got to give him wings because praise Nurgle and all that. But yeah, these guys came out and it's like, wow, they made a Nurgle GSC just for me. So he's going to fit in with the rest of the Genestealers. I went ahead and I already primed it. I did a little bit of an undercoat with some Galvorback Red, I think. And then went over that with some Rakarth Flesh to give me a good base. And so I should be able to get this guy mostly done today. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I think probably what I'm going to do is start with the skin tones. I think I kind of want it to mostly look the same as the way that I've been doing my other Tyranids. not quite the way that my mouse range Gene Stealers look, but close. Just a little bit more gross and fleshy colored. And then I'll probably go around to the carapace and then fill in all the little details. He's got all sorts of little gross nubbies and stuff under the carapace, which is fun. I'm going to try and see if I can get a cool like gradient on this big JO arm. Yeah. Skinny and gross and weird. Feels very nerdly. So, Goober Strain Dingus? That's rude. How dare you? Am I feeling better? Yes. I probably should have opened the stream with a little click clack. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I truly have no idea what happened on Monday. I just suddenly started, I guess purging demons is probably the best way to put it, yeah. So, what we're going to start with here is, this is some Carroburg Crimson that I made into, I call it my gross juice. So that's how I get the skin tone on most of my Tyranids and stuff. It's basically just Carroburg Crimson. 1 part Carroburg Crimson, 2 parts contrast medium to just make it super thin. And less of a tint and more of a getting into the crevices and making them pink and grody. So, let's start with that. We'll go with my gross brush. I like to have a brush that I just beat the shit out of with using all of these weird technical paints and stuff. I don't really care what happens to it, and I don't need it to look nice and sharp and pointy. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Grand Narrative this year. They, in the Discord for it this year, they let all of the factions into the same Discord, whereas before they were kind of all in their own separate Discords. So, it's going to be really fun to get that banter going. There's already been a lot of banter going leading up to the event, so I imagine during the event it's going to be even more. It's going to be a good time. Also, let me know if you guys are going. Definitely recommend getting out to it at some point. It's a lot of fun. Probably, honestly, the most fun that I've had playing Warhammer probably ever. So, highly, highly, highly recommend it. Gross juice, gross juice. This guy's got a lot of like gross little spindly details and stuff that I'm gonna have to go back and touch up to some degree. Elliot, you're thinking about going to the Grand Narrative? That would be Sean? You're going? Holy shit. We should like get a drink or something. You should go, Elliot. I hear they're putting together a big Votan-only battle group. And they're going to be like a trading guild or whatever they're doing. I don't know. You'll have to tell me what they're doing because I don't actually know. Don't have a finished army? You gotta get on that, bro. The traveling is kind of a lot, though. We're just lucky that it's local. Trade secrets? Oh my god. How am I supposed to buy your wares? I have coin. Khajiit has coin if you have wares. Sean, are you doing something stupid that we don't know about? Or are you doing something stupid that we do know about? Is this secret stupid? I didn't fully glue this guy down onto the base, so I can pop him off later and paint the base separately. But for now, the base gives me something to hold on to while I paint him. Painting doesn't have to take a long time if you have superpowers. It's very simple. This is weird. It's like hard to tell on this guy, like where the fleshy bits end and the carapace begins. It all kind of just blends in a little bit. Gotta get up in them guts. But not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. We'll see if I can get this guy done tonight. It would be really nice to. Is that all the gross juice? Oh no, I missed the whole top of this arm. This combo arm. Guess I'll run gross juice in the inner spine thingy also. I can always cover it back up later if it doesn't quite fit. No, that looks right. Alright, and then we'll do a little extra on the JO arm. Closer to the bottom. Start layering it on there, kind of like a little pseudo glaze, you know? I haven't decided what color I'm going to do his tongue yet. I might have to see like how the rest of it comes together and decide. I could do a green tongue, I could do a black tongue. Got a lot of options here. Let's hit this just a little bit more down here, closer to the bottom. And I'll probably break out some purple and try and blend it in there. So let's go with... Let's do some Magos purple here. Magos, how do you say it? Yes, blend in some purple. That's looking really good. And then we'll hit it with a little bit of volupus pink. Get down at the bottom here. Pushing it down. I don't know if I like that. I think I kind of liked it better when it just ended in the purple. Pull some of that back off up there. And just go back to the purple. It's pronounced Magos. Magos? Magos? Mango. It's pronounced mango. It's mango purple. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I think I'm just going to have it terminate in the purple. When it dries, I'll probably put a little bit more, I'll put some Druchii Violet on there. But while we're waiting for the gross juice to dry, we should move on to where we go. We'll do some of the little fleshy gaps and stuff. My thought for those was to fill them in with some volupus pink and then go back over it either with a brighter pink to add highlights or using like a yellow or something to make some like gross pustules and stuff. Because I guess it's kind of hard to see. Let's see. You can see like on the arms and stuff, the little fleshy bits have all sorts of little nodules and stuff in them, which feels very nurgly and gross. So I'll probably work with those a little bit to make them nasty. Go with this guy. I don't know if I can actually do this yet. Now that I'm starting it, I'm remembering that I'm going to need to dry brush over top of the skin, so that's probably actually not a great idea. Okay. So I'll actually hold off on that for now, and maybe work on the carapace. That's going to be relatively easy to touch up if I get a little bit of dry brushing on top of it. I like to use black inks. I'm a big fan of the like black inks recently. Yeah, see, like this is one of those spots where it's hard to tell like what exactly is carapace and what's not. best to avoid all those little fleshy bits, so I don't have to go back and correct that if I can avoid it. That stuff's really gonna stand out and be super gross against the black carapace, I think. Well, even if you're not going to the Grand Narrative, what kind of hobby projects are you guys working on recently? When that big Terminator box came out. Is it already out for pre-order? Maybe. I just remember seeing people mad that they weren't able to get it. So yeah, I guess it must be for pre-order. I don't know, like, how you solve that scalper problem, you know? It seems like Games Workshop should be able to figure it out at this point. But I guess they can't. I don't really know how other companies have solved that issue. Or maybe they haven't. Maybe they just don't care. Oh, nice. Is that letting you, like, double up on the squads, basically? Box was last weekend? I'm so behind. I've kind of just been, like, in head down Grand Narrative grind mode for a little bit. I realize the lighting on this camera isn't super good, and I don't really know why. I don't know what happened. That box seemed pretty cool, but I already have like 50, 60 Terminators, so couldn't really justify that. Actually, more, including Space Wolves. Probably 70. Oh. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Yeah. Got a bonus light. and chaos. True. I mean, you know, aberrants are just GST terminators too, right? So if you include those. I really tried to make aberrants fit in my list this year, but I could not. Last year was a little easier because I was only taking, well, no, last year was, what did I do last year? Oh, no, last year I had an entire, like, guard army with Imperial agents and stuff, that's right. And I did the heal turn. That was fun. Got a lot of good RP out of that. RPing is always the hardest part for me. I have, like, a really hard time getting into and staying in character. Alcohol usually helps with that, though. Nice. Looking good. Balls? Yeah? Homie said balls. Now, I do have a question. What did you mean by that? Perchance? You can't just say perchance. Mario's out here crushing turts. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the wings too. I don't know if I make them more like I have my Lictor wings or if I do them more like my Hive Tyrant wings. He's the Patriarch, so I feel like he should probably get a little bit of a special treatment on that front. There's another spot down here at the bottom where it's hard to tell, is this carapace or not? I guess the good thing about being a gross guy is you can kind of just make it up as you go. Who's to say? Only Nurgle knows. Although I guess, technically, if I remember correctly, these guys aren't actually Nurgle-y. They're just like some weird Necromunda guys, like fucked up science experiment. something like that. I need to read the lore on them. Prismatic wings? Ooh, I could do... Man, wait, that would be kind of cool. I wonder if anybody's ever done that with, like, plague drones or something. I can look at them as reference. He is the patriarch. He can be a little shiny as a treat. It's kind of interesting because, like, in my lore that I've been working on for this, the patriarch is, like, the big bad of the whole cult, including the Tyranid and Brood Brothers side. But if you look at him compared to, I don't know, like the Hive Tyrant, he's just like a teeny tiny little guy. The Hive Tyrant is just bigger and cooler. I don't know. Feels like he should be the boss, but he's not. He's mind controlled. Well, I don't know if mind control is the right word. It's more like they've been mind wiped is kind of the lore that I'm going with. That's why they're the Hollow Swarm, because they're basically their brains have been hollowed out and replaced with gross Nurgle stuff, I guess. I forget the exact verbiage that I use for it. My Brood Brothers could be the Prism Guard. What if we went a step further with it? What if we called them Prism Vard? Maybe? That could be cool. Surely nobody else is going to the Grand Narrative with anything named the Prism Vard. Yeah, that can all be gross flesh. Gross juice is mostly dried now. I do kind of hit like a little bit of a stopping point here though. Because I can't really do like the claws and stuff yet because I'm about to just dry brush over it. I guess I can start working on some of the gross nodules and stuff in the carapace. I think I've covered up. Yeah. I'll go back and do some like manual highlights at some point too. Alright, there he area so far after that step. Mostly just this that I need to wait on because that's still drying a little bit. But once that's dry, it's over for you, hose. All right. Let's hit some of those gross nodules in the carapace. I green stuffed the wings in some like big old flesh blobs to make them look like extra unnatural growths. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make those look extra grody too. That guy never explained balls, and I'm a little disappointed. Who is that? Steve Jacobs? Steve Jacobs. Explain your balls. Unless somebody banned him and I didn't see it. You know, I'm trying not to use as many contrast paints anymore. But it's just really good, especially this color, for like weird, gross organic surfaces. I'm undecided if I'm going to do like what I did on my Trigon and go back over those pieces with like a glossy varnish. Make them look a little extra juicy. Definitely spam. People just spam balls. That can't be right. Steve Jacobs would never spam balls. I'm really bad at like holding this in frame while I'm painting it. I guess I can use these back fleshy bits as kind of like a proof of concept for... Oh no, what have I done? The rest of them by like going back over it and painting the pustules. Yes, that's gross. This guy is gonna turn out fucking sick. He already looks like a weird bug man. Try faster. Let's see. I can probably get some of these little bits under the hood. We're good. It's probably dry enough to go back over now. I'm basically going to dry brush over all of the flesh to like just add a little level of highlight, and then I'm going to go back in some of the spots that I want a little darker with some extra. And then I'll probably do a little bit of manual highlighting. It's flesh time. Have any of you guys seen Tron Ares yet? Is it as bad as it looks? I assume so, because Jared Leto's in it. I feel like anything that Jared Leto's in legally has to be bad. Except Fight Club, I guess. An American Psycho. He's been in a couple of good movies, but not many. And cinematic masterpiece Morbius. Can't forget about that. That's true. We're talking, I guess, post cult. Jared Leto here, huh? Has post cult Jared Leto been in any good movies? Probably not. I heard that in Tron Ares, though, he says it's Tron in time, so probably worth seeing it just for that moment. Yeah, this is looking super. Thought I was wearing nods. I can't. I can't afford nods. Too expensive. I would love to. I would also never take nods to the Grand Narrative. That would be awful. They would get stolen. Although I don't know, people at the Grand Narrative are usually pretty chill. They usually don't fuck with your stuff. A lot of people will just like leave their armies in the carts, just sitting around downstairs. Nod paint challenge. Now that would be. That could be fun. We could do that. I mean, one day maybe. All right. Now we can go in and touch up the gross bits. Let's use this little guy. Yeah, I can get behind a nods paint challenge for sure. I think Matt has. Does Matt have one tube? I think he just has one tube. I don't know if he's got two tubes. Not the Star Wars character. Quads for all? Quad tubes? I'm not very well versed on my nods. Yes, this guy is so gross. I have 0 tubes. Does that make me just an awful, terrible person? Am I the worst? Or is 0 tubes the same as, like, infinite tubes? Oh, I'm awful terrible? Oh, that's sad. I keep meaning to, like, find some music for these streams, but then I also keep doing them last minute so I don't think about it. We originally weren't going to do this, but then we all realized, oh shit, the Grand Narrative is in a week, and we are all very behind. Please don't talk about Schrodinger's tubes in chat. That's gross. That's disgusting. Yeah, you can talk about balls. Don't talk about tubes. You can talk about Schrodinger's balls all you want. Alright, now time to get in those inside gross guts. Yeah. Yes. So gross. This is such a fucking cool model. I'm so glad they did this just for me. Get into the gutty works. Yes. Getting all up in his plumbing. Do Gene Stealers have plumbing? Do Tyranids? Do Tyranids shit? Is that where the biomass comes from? Papa Meat's fun. I watched the chicken nugget tier list with Sean recently. And rightfully, Chick-fil-A was the best. Alright, what do I do with all this up there?
gross, get gross. I actually haven't watched Creepcast. I keep like meaning to, but I just never get around to it. That's the one he does with Wendigoon, right? That seems fun. Have I hit all the grody bits? I think I got all the grody bits. Alright, progress check. There's the guy so far. He's pretty gross. I can hear you. I don't know if anyone else can hear you. What? That's up to you. Alright, then we go back in with some more gross juice. This stuff a little bit. Get in these little crevices. Yes, the crevices. We like put a little bonus around the gross areas. Maybe on these bits that are sticking out, we get a little bonus too. This is a fun model. This is a fun model to paint. It almost makes me want to play Necromunda. I've thought about it. I just don't know if I have room in my life for another game system. It seems really cool. But I'm struggling to learn the game systems that I'm already playing. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. Well, I guess me. It's just me today. Thank you for joining me. I like to use chat as a like body double sometimes. Join a narrative 40k. Yeah, narrative 40k is, in my opinion, the best way to play 40k. And I'm not just saying that because I'm bad at the game. That is a reason though, but it's not the only reason. Gotta get this gross up all up in these nooks and crannies. Just being a little bit more selective about it now. Oh my god. I've been on the wrong camera this whole time. I can't believe you guys have let me do this. You're the resident Necromunda expert? Is that true? When did that happen? Oh, I missed some gross. I mean, not some gross. Some flesh. I missed some juicy flesh. Now did I get it all for real? I don't even know what factions are in. I guess I kind of know some of them. I know... Aren't House Delac like spawn of like a sea monster, some shit like that? Something weird. They have some weird like Cthulhu shit going on. Hmm? Ashwaste Nomads are pretty fucking sweet. I'm like always on the fence about buying some of them for my GSC because they almost look kind of like Nurgly adjacent, but not quite. They like don't quite get there for me. I don't know what it is. It's just not the right vibes for like what I go for, I suppose. Oh yeah, you're right. I was not on that episode. I should probably go back and watch that 'cause I don't even know if I watched it. Maybe I did. I don't know. That feels like it was forever ago. I don't even remember when that was. I have no sense of time anymore. It's all fucked up. Time is meaningless. This is looking fucking good, y'all. I am loving this. The Necromunda TV show feels like it would be a pretty decent, like, starting point for getting, I guess, normies, for lack of a better term, into 40k. I guess now if I were to have to, like, pick a favorite Necromunda faction, it would probably be these guys. Look, I don't know if these guys are like a sub-faction that falls under a bigger faction, but I know they have like all sorts of Malstrain, like the Gene Stealers and the Coalescence and the what are they? They're just like the normal ganger guys. I didn't bring any down with me, but I'm probably gonna end up taking some Nurgle's Rot to this guy when it's all over. Look at this guy. He's coming together. That feels like some pretty good progress for like an hour of work. Let's hit him with a little bit of shading. Get some of these bits a little darker even. It's like the very end pieces. I don't know if I want to get them like fully black, but approaching it. Alright, so now I can do one of two things. I can move on to doing some manual highlighting, or I can finish the claws and carapace stuff. I think I'll do that. That'll be pretty quick. Let's go ahead and knock that out, and then I can move on to the highlighting. Maybe I do hit some of these with just like some black at the very end. Yeah, that looks good. Blend in some of the purple that's still drying there. Yes. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Now is that... Oh my god, I did it again. Is that just Gene Stealer cults, I guess? Like from what I have seen, it seems like there's kind of a big crossover between like what Gene Stealer cults can take in 40k and Necromunda. Which I didn't even realize for a long time that they were even playable in Necromunda. There's all sorts of like weird claws and stuff just sticking out of random bits. Where you wouldn't expect them. Like there's one just like randomly right here on the front of his hand. I guess I have the book that came with the Malstrain box. I have to go in and see like how that stuff all functions together. And I have the other guys that came with it, the Spirers. I haven't actually done anything with them yet. I want to use them as bits, but like that aesthetic doesn't really fit basically anything else. What is it, Vansar? Is that their faction? It's got weird like tummy claws. I wish I had weird tummy claws. What is it? I can't even tell like what some of these little bits that are jutting out are supposed to be. I keep having to check that, make sure that I'm not like leaning over and blocking the camera. I have a tendency to stick my face really close to the models that I'm painting. Probably won't do the basing on this guy tonight, because I want to base all of the models together across the entire army to make sure that it's like cohesive. Something that has been hampering my ability to get anything done is that WoW remix came out for Legion, and I love Legion, and it has been tempting me. These guys got like claws coming out of their claws. They got like double claws. Free agent, huh? Interesting. Yeah, Remix is still gonna be going for a while, so I'm like trying not to get sucked into it too much. But I have already maxed 3 characters out on it. So I'm doing my best, but could be doing better probably. Now the real question is, do I be fucking even more insane and repaint my Gene Stealers to look more like this? Because they do look kind of different. The Gene Stealers are like a fully different like tone. Or does it really matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's good that the Patriarch stands out from the rest of them. Maybe that's a stretch goal. Maybe I wait to see when I get this guy done. And if I get him done in a reasonable time, then I do it. It's going till the new year? That sounds right. I think it ends sometime in January. You got dew claws. Well, kind of. They're really just like back claws, not really dew claws. I did it again. I'm the worst. I'm the worst at this. I think we go green tongue. I'm feeling green tongue on this guy. Yeah. So now, let's hit some highlights. contrast a little bit. I'll probably at some point go back over this with an even lighter highlight. Probably be near like the end of the process though. Shit. Hey, building it is, I don't want to say half the battle because it's not. Building it is a third of the battle. So it's not nothing. Progress is progress. As long as you're happy with it, it don't matter. Shit, boys, this is looking fresh. I think I'm probably gonna, like, when I get into the highlights down here closer to the bottom, I'll probably switch to, like, a light purple. Probably hit it with the skin tone up here near the top. And maybe, like, a blend as I get closer to the bottom. Sean's in a K-hole? Yeah, no, I feel that. I don't, like, I don't do as intensive kit bashing as, like, I think you do. So I don't really get super sucked into the, like, well, I guess we're gonna call it a K-hole. I don't really get sucked into that very much. Everybody on the channel has, like, their specialties. And yours is definitely kit bashing. Mine is just painting fast, I think. I don't think I have a whole lot else going on. I like fucked up this guy's fingers that are like in the pipe here, grabbing onto the top of that pipe. So I'm hoping if I paint it correctly, it'll be hard to notice, but we'll see. Yeah, but like this guy, for example, I like didn't do much kit bashing, right? I just stuck a pair of wings on him with some green stuff. Like I don't do much that's like crazy. But yes, I do have more freedom to get like fucking weird with it sometimes. The cat really wants to get in here so he can come mess with stuff. He's just sitting there staring at me. He's mad that I locked him out. He was in here being a menace earlier. So I had to put myself in jail. I don't really like talk out my painting process very much, so it's kind of, what have I done? Fuck, this is why I don't talk about it. So it was kind of like a nice little change of pace. We've probably talked about it on the channel before, but I have a Fantasia, which means I basically lack the ability to visualize anything. So my painting process tends to be a lot different from a lot of people's. I don't really know, like I don't really have any idea what things are going to look like ahead of time. I just have to start going for it and hope for the best. Sean, don't be silly. Elliot's strength is being big, goofy, dumb. Elliot's strength is big monsters, tiny men.
The Alucord.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Vibe stream. As you can see, I am painting a gross guy. Once I'm done with these highlights, I'll put them back up for another close-up. You're the gross guy? Thank you. Yeah, this is the helmet that I'm going to wear to the Grand Narrative. I'm probably going to touch up the paint job, assuming I have time. Cosplay is kind of like my last priority, because I still have it like basically ready to go from last year, but I was hoping to touch up some of the like painting on it, because for those that weren't aware, last year when I did a heel turn during the Grand Narrative, and it was just like normal guard armor, and then during I think it was the lunch break of the second day, I took my whole army and my cosplay up to the hotel room, and I painted chaos shit all over all of it. So it was kind of like hastily done to some degree. So hoping to retouch it eventually. I'm explicitly not using my time bending powers today because I feel like that would be mean to everyone. Once the camera goes off, I'll go back to using my superpowers. Can't let the feds see. Shoot, this brush holds a lot of paint. All right, here's a checkup on Grossman. Those highlights, they kind of show up on the camera. Kind of just make everything a little bit more contrasty, pop a little bit more, you know. pretty happy with it so far. I need to get one of those little rotating pedestals so I don't have to do this. I actually have one, I guess. I just didn't break it out for this. All right. Hit some of those purple highlights. Probably start with some Genestealer purple, and then move up a little bit to Cacophony purple. Perhaps. I might do a little blend here. That kind of in between area, actually. Let's do a little bit of this. This is already pretty bright. Maybe I don't even come up from this. Maybe I just let this be it. I don't know why I expected this to be a little darker. Shit, that looks really good though. Let's go here, hit some of these spots. I like these guys up a little bit. Yep. Probably don't really want to touch the pure black with that yet. Might not touch it at all. We'll see. Hey, thank you for hanging out. Have a good night. Yes. Oh, just like throwing in a little pop of that purple really looks nice. Okay. Let's probably hit some of that up here. I need to go back over this with a little bit more of the like Magos purple. Yeah, that looks fucking rad.
Yeah, check that shit out. Like hitting it on the like darker spots in the hand and then like up here. Just like that extra splash of color. Like a little bonus pop. That's nice. Alright, what do we do? What do we do next? Start coloring in some of the little pustules, perhaps. Let's hit some pustules and see. I'm gonna try just using this like straight out of the pot and seeing if this looks good. There's a chance that it just looks like complete ass. So if it does, then I'm gonna fall back probably to like Everland Sunset, or I might even try like a Krieg Khaki, because that's like a little bit more of a green. So it's like a little bit more natural and gross looking, but I kind of want to see if the like pop of the yellow looks good. So let's try it out, shall we? Where do we start? Let's go. Boop. Boop. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I think this is probably what I'm going to go with. I don't know if like every like individual little nodule needs to be painted, but like a lot of them should make them look gnarly. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I think having it nice and bright like this makes it really obvious that it's not. It just adds enough contrast that it stands out apart from the rest of the grossness.
Maybe every single nodule does need to be painted. What do we think? Is that good? Is that like bright fucking yellow good? I'm starting to second guess myself a little bit. But I think it looks good. Especially because I'm probably going to go back and hit some of that with some Nurgle's Rot. Make it look really nasty. I should come up with some like Cult Tenebris specific diseases. Like what kind of weird pox does a gross nurgled up gene stealer get? It almost gives them like a little bit of a like almost a bioluminescent look. Tenebrculosis. That's funny. I'm gonna see if he's got any more anywhere else before I move on to the ones on his back. Like mostly around the little like joints and stuff. But some of them are just kind of like hanging out on the skin. Oh, yeah. That's my one. I like color. Color is like another thing that I'm pretty good at. Painting fast isn't my thing. I think I'm pretty good with like my use of colors. TB, sister. Just makes me remember how sad Red Dead Redemption 2 was. But also how fucking good it was. Minor spoilies. I probably should have modeled some onto his little wingy bits, but I didn't, so I'll just paint some on there, you know? Yeah, that works. Maybe if I ever go through and decide I'm gonna repaint my GSC, I'll give him some wing nodules. Got some on the carapace that are like not in between, not on the gross fleshy bits, so I'll have to pick those out too. Ooh, it gets tricky. I think I'm gonna do his eyes the like normal, like bright ass green that I've been doing. Which is striking scorpion green on top of white. I was thinking about putting some kind of like pattern on his carapace, but I think like that on top of this would be a little too busy. Oh, that's a big old glob of paint. What the fuck? A little dot. Boop. I'll pick out the ones that are not on there. Boop. Okay. I think I got them all. It'll be easy to go back and get them all if I miss any. I think I got them. Progress check.
his gross pox dots. You know, I did see that. I'm not fully convinced that that's real. Also, what is the 500 worlds thing like in reference to? Is that like a reference to something? Because I don't actually know. That is a gross boy. So maybe let's finish off the face here. Go with a Death Guard green for. Oh god, I'm throwing brushes. Base. Ultramar. See, I'm not blueberry pilled. Oh yeah, this Death Guard green looks nice here. Maybe I highlight this? It's already pretty light. I guess I probably should. His tongue's got some nodules on it that I'll need to paint. Yeah, I did see that. I don't know if it's real, but I guess I wouldn't be totally surprised because there needs to be some kind of like. I guess there doesn't need to be, but I assume there's going to be some kind of replacement for, like the Battle Force boxes that we got last year. The boarding patrols. That's the ones. I don't remember what they were called. Because presumably we're not getting any more of those, but I guess we'll see. Okay, I'll do a little highlighting as a treat. Some Krieg khaki here. You know, Krieg khaki. It's really like it's a light green. It's not really khaki. You know.
There was just like something about that picture. I can't like put my finger on it that just looked photoshopped and fake. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. It just didn't look right to me. I'm also wrong quite often, so wouldn't be the first time. Let's hit the tip of the tongue with some black because he's got some little pokey bits on the end of his tongue. Color those in. Nice. Highlighting looks good. That looks good. All right, green tongue. Looking nice. It was specifically a Necron box, so is it like a bunch of people invading like Ultramar? Is it just Necrons? Like, what's going on? I wonder if that's just like the final campaign book, like we had. What's it called? I have them somewhere. Arcs of Omen. Oh yeah, there. I really like this Duncan Rhodes, the Too Thin Coat stuff. I'm really liking this paint so far. It is quite nice. Hope we get some Drux. Drukari? Is that what you're saying? I feel like Drukari has to be next edition. I don't know if they're gonna get much more love this edition, unfortunately. I don't know why. It's like mostly a baseless claim, but it doesn't feel right, you know? The vibes aren't right. Return of the Khan. So, do we think Khan is going to be the next Primarch? It seems like the tides have shifted a little bit, where people were saying before that it was going to be a Lion, and then like Vulcan, and now Khan. I don't know. That does seem like pretty likely at this point, though. The new White Scars guy, whose name I'm blanking on now, looked really good. The bike man that just came out. The Dark Angels subreddit is already full of people using him as a Samael proxy. Oh yeah, I had to paint his gums. Major bet. Maybe we should do a stream where we all like make our case for a different Primarch. Oh, drop that in the Discord. I'm curious about that. Drop it in the. I think we have a leaks channel, don't we? Drop it in the leaks channel. Because I'm curious. Gotta get them nice bright eyes. And then hit them teepers. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't ever actually often need 2 thin coats of anything. Like every once in a while, I'll get a paint that like really doesn't have good coverage, and then I'll have to do it. But like often, I don't really need to. It's better than 1 thick coat, I suppose, though. It's in leaks. All right, let's take a quick leak break, but not that kind of leak break. Different leak break. I'll put this back here. Leaks. Oh, this looks pretty fake. Oh, it's spiky bits. Yeah, I super don't trust it. And they definitely don't plan. I don't think that they plan things that far out ahead. Maybe that's like super preliminary shit, but yeah, I don't know. That doesn't seem real. I mean, is it all? It's all in like current factions too, right? Is there anything missing? And Demons is in there. Do we think Demons is gonna get a codex again? And Dark Angels being that early would surprise me. Yeah, I don't know. Say something to me, Alucord. Are you about to ruin my day? Looking good. Alright. Let's make his eyes bright fucking green. A better meat canyon? Is that true? I can't draw. Meat Canyon can draw. I like Papa Meat. Man, is this good? Is the bright green eyes good, or should I have just left them white? I guess I left them black on the other Gene Stealers. I can't. I'm very cute. I don't think that I'm more talented or smarter than basically anyone, probably. What do you mean I can draw? No, I can't. When have you ever seen me draw something? Ryan can draw. Proof? What? Your rabbit? I didn't draw that though. I made that in Illustrator. That's different. That's like graphic design. I can do graphic design all day. That's different. Yeah, I guess the bright green eyes are kind of nice. I'll put like a little dot of white in the middle to like give them that extra. What frog? Are you talking about Gushka? I don't think that was like a very good drawing. Gushka was my D&D character who was Grung, I think is what they're called, the frog people. Okay, yeah. I'm more sold on it now that it's got like the extra white in it. Okay. Let's get in there and highlight this man's spine. My favorite Meat Canyon video? Actually kind of a recent one. I really like the XQC one that he did. That one and then the like Taylor Swift cult, also very good. Abelard, highlight this man's spine. Um, I'm also just like a big fan of like the Papa Meat channel. Uh, with like all of the puppets and shit that he's been making for it. Margaret is so funny. He's incredibly creative. This side is rough because of the big old fucking arm. The like hunched over like fucking goblin XQC is fucking funny. He's for sure up there with like the great satire artists, in my opinion. Nice spine, bro. Right, let's highlight some. You know, speaking of meat, let's highlight some meat, shall we? It's very good. There's not. I can't really think of any that he's done that I like didn't like. They're all really good. Chat, 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 chat. Did you see that? Chat. Chat. Is this real? I can't even do it right. He talks so fast. Alicord, when are you going to the Grand Narrative? You have to, right? It's next weekend. I don't mean this year. I mean a different year. Oh. I mean, maybe this year if you're really bored. Wings. What did I do for this guy? I don't remember. I think I did like Plague Bearer Flesh and then something else. I like airbrushed around the edges, but I don't remember. Something. Maybe I'll do something different. Let's try some Mortarion, perhaps. We're just gonna experiment here. I'm gonna do some Mortarion grime. Why is it? This brush must be not winched out. This brush ain't winched out, boys. And then I'll do like a little transition maybe into some striking Scorpion green. Not a lot. That is a bright ass paint. Can't really get a smooth blend with that. Alright, well, we'll try. No! You know, it's not exactly what I was going for, but it's pretty good. I think I just can't try to do the blend on the palette. I think I just need to just blend it directly on here. You know, some of this. Fuck it, we ball. Yeah, you coming this weekend? Let's go. I mean, next weekend? Yeah, that's the one. Ooh, no. I don't know if I should have done that. That's fine. Oh yeah, tickets to participate are sold out. You can just like go in and watch, and just hang out. It's like the World Championship of Warhammer is going on at the same time too. And you can just go like watch that too. Oh shit, am I onto something here? That kind of fucks. Yeah, just experiment. Oh, if you come to the Grand Narrative, I'll buy you a beer or something, you know? If you partake. Yeah, there were a ton of people last year and the year before that were just like hanging out and not actually playing or anything. You can definitely do that. Yo, Alicord coming to the Grand Narrative? Let's fucking go. Chat? Chat, do you see this? Chat, is this real? Chat? Chat, 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 chat. Chat. Oh, baby, a triple. Chat, Alicord coming to the Grand Narrative? Chat, is this real? Chat, 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 chat. At Grok, is this real? Ooh. Hell yeah. Well, hit me up on Discord. Ugh, is this a mistake? This might have been a mistake. Oh well, it's a mistake I gotta live with for now. Hell yeah, brother. That would be very exciting. The cream of the crop. Max Brain Rot? Who is that? Is that our mascot, Max Brain Rot? It's like Max Headroom, but like speaks in memes. These things are usually only like an hour, but I really got in the zone. Dawnstone might be a little too blue for this. Hey, maybe we can all go to War Hooters. It won't be the same without Matt, though. Maybe we can convince Matt to come out and go to War Hooters. Wait, War Hooters is closed? Like permanently? I guess I shouldn't be shocked. They're whatever fucking wings those were nasty. Someday people will learn that just because something's spicy doesn't mean it can't have flavor, you know? Those wings tasted like gasoline. I touched his wing. It's still wet. Wet wing. Rip. Rip War Hooters. We should have a funeral for War Hooters at Warful House. Damn, y'all, I really cooked, huh? All right. Let's lay some pipe, shall we? Let us lay. Maybe I'll break out the Dirty Down Rust and Sean can see how I use it like a heathen. Alright, I'll let that dry for a minute. Work on the little plant thing that's on his base. The little fungus. I'll probably hit that with some Death Guard Green. Green feels correct. And maybe I'll throw in some bright yellow, maybe? Make it look like emissive. Bioluminescent fungus. I mean, I'm guessing this is some kind of like weird fungus, you know? Nice. Need the wings to dry so I can go over and highlight those. Facing will come later. Let's go with some of that bright ass yellow. It's also like a little tie back to the disease. What did Sean call it? Tuberculosis. Yeah. Oh, good. And we'll go over that with a little bit of Mortarion grime. Just to drunk it up a little. And then, yeah. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Let's look at him so far.
I'm quite happy with how this guy's turning out. I feel like I can paint pretty okay when I actually like take the time. Welcome to my paint bottle shaking stream. If you've never used Dirty Down Rust, this shit is just a cheat code for making rusted metal. Now I think technically you're supposed to use it subtractively. Like you put it on and then you're supposed to go back over with like mineral spirits to like pull the excess off. But I like to put it on in just like a big thick layer and then selectively dry brush over it. I think it gives it like kind of a grungier look, which is what I'm going for with the Nurgle shit, obviously. The grungier, the better. Oh no. We're good. You know what? There sure is, Elliot. There sure is a different angle. I'll get it right one day. I'm not particularly upset about getting a little bit on his foot. It's pretty easy to go back and cover it up. Oh no, that's worse. Well, I'll have to go fix that now too. So yeah, like already you can see how good that shit is. Before I even go back through and dry brush it. And it's like not even fully dry yet. It's like the best. I'm pretty sure it is just like a bottle full of like real rust. That's also why I use a brush that I don't care about, because I know it's gonna get super fucked up from using that stuff. And I guess while we're waiting for that to dry, I can paint the little cable that's attached to it. Probably do some classic hazard stripes here.
I'm gonna get too crazy with it. Because it's probably gonna get fucked up when I get it, the texture paint on here anyway. Definitely gonna need a couple coats of that. I wonder if Citadel will ever make a good yellow paint. What do you guys like to use for yellows? I haven't tried the two thin coats ones. I bet they're good. Good night, Mr. Alucord. Add in some scratches here and there. I'll probably go back over this maybe with some like red paint to make it look like there's chip paint on it perhaps. Though I did not prepare any red paint. I didn't bring any down with me. There we go. And there's a rusty pipe. Once the inside dries. All right. Then I want to finish up that cable, and then I'm probably done with this guy for now until I get to basing. Oh no, I need to highlight the wings still. Let's go with. That'll look good. No, I'll probably flesh. So that's the undertone, so it will look nice coming through. Maybe transition when I get closer to the green. Maybe this looks fine. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Yes. And the other side. Guess I need to do the back sides as well. Might hit the top sections with some Mortarian grime again, just like in the crevasse areas. Yeah, letting the Rackarth flesh carry over gives it a nice transition. Streaming it is also nice because it gives me like a little bit of accountability. There's probably parts that I would just gloss over. There weren't people watching. But I know you guys are gonna hold me accountable. You'll yell at me if I don't do something. Fresh. Maybe I paint the base brown for now just so I can see how it looks. Or black. Definitely not going to be as careful on these bottom highlights because nobody's going to see them. I'm not going to lie, I'm really fucking happy with this model. It's like a very simple kit bash, but I think it's very effective. I think the paint job is pretty nice. I did luckily take the next several days off of work, so I can do nothing but grind Grand Narrative prep. This guy looks fucking sweet. I need to fix his tongue, I forgot. I ruined his tongue. Now, one thing that I have noticed interesting about the Dirty Down Rust stuff is that it seemingly will just like bleed up through other paints. And I don't really know why or like how that works. It will just like, I've gotten some on the base of some of my orc models where I use the rust a lot, and it will like bleed up through the texture paint on the base. It's very strange. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy fucking rips. Alright, second to last thing is hazard stripes on the cable. Oh no. This is actually hard to do when I can't get my brush in the spots that I want. I might not do the hazard stripes. It's just a yellow cable. Wow. And then let's go. Let's do some more Mornfang Brown, perhaps. Just as like a temporary base covering. I think for the rims, I'm gonna try and go over everything with Skaven Blight Dinge, perhaps. Was my thought. Mornfang Brown works really well here too, because it's kind of rust colored, so if I accidentally get some on the pipes, it matches. I'm gonna post some like better pictures of this guy on the Discord later. So if you're not already in the Discord, hop in there. There's a link in the description. We're always hanging out in there chatting. We did a movie night the other day. Watched Event Horizon. That was a good time. I want to do another movie night soon. Maybe another horror movie, maybe not. I know some people don't like them. We did the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare one day. That was fun. And then Skaven Blade Dinge. Just something different than the traditional black rims. Oh my god, I got too much paint on here. Oh boy. My bad. I have to hold the model by the model though. That looks pretty good. That's okay. Well, we'll have another movie night. What should we watch for the next movie night? I left it up to a poll last time. And I think technically we had decided the Army of Darkness one, but then I couldn't get it to stream properly, so we had to switch to Event Horizon. Alright. Good enough for a test base, I think. 3 hours later. There's our boy. Our handsome lad. I need like a dark background behind him. It's darkish. There's gotta be something. Age of Darkness rulebook? No. Not actually that dark. Oh well, I don't have anything handy. Oh no, all my Arcs of Omen books fell over. How could this happen? Oh wait, my shirt.
working. Yeah. I'm quite happy with this man. All right, well, that is a model done. Now all I have left is my Benefactus, some tacos, a couple lictors, and some Krieg engineers. So still a lot to do, but I'm gonna grind through it over the next several days, and then I gotta get my display board done, and then I gotta update my cosplay. We will be sure to post pictures in the Discord of the event. It's gonna be a good time. The Grand Narrative happening means that the Monday after we won't be having. What's a taco? A taco. All right. So this is some inside baseball for Gene Stealer Cult players. A taco is this guy. This guy is a taco. And this guy is a flaco. So we have tacos and we have flacos. Tacos are mining tool acolytes. So T, Acco, taco. And flacos are obviously flamer acolytes. Tacos and flacos. Yeah. So, making some progress. Yeah. We hit the Grand Narrative. It's going to be a good time. But the Monday following, we're not going to have a stream. This upcoming Monday, we are going to be having a stream. We're actually going to be playing a Grand Narrative matchup. So I'm going to be bringing my Brood Brothers, I think. And Ryan's going to be bringing his Night Lords. And I moved the lad. We're going to be playing a narrative mission to kind of get ourselves ready for the Grand Narrative. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.